beauty.
So the Italian economy is shrinking, but one sector is growing. Marijuana cultivation is booming, it seems, as Ben Wiedemann reports. During these times of austerity and cuts, more and more people are exploiting a legal loophole and growing grass.
The leaves are dry, most of the plants have been removed, but the pungent aroma of marijuana still lingers in the air. Italian finance police discovered this underground plantation in August, deep in a tunnel built during the era of Mussolini, directly under the main vault of the Italian central bank. They say it was an industrial-scale enterprise employing dozens of workers.
Maybe 50, maybe 30. It was a huge organization, and it's difficult now to say how many people. For sure, we have a chemical engineer, hydraulic engineer.
The authorities report a steady expansion in domestic pot growth. In these tough economic times, marijuana cultivation has become a growth industry in Italy. More than $1 million were invested in this operation alone. Police estimate that if left undisturbed, annual profits here would be more than 20 times the original investment. The cultivation of marijuana in Italy is illegal, but by a strange legal loophole, the sale of seeds is not. And seed sellers, who declined to appear on camera, told us sales are booming. And there's another somewhat ironic reason for the upsurge in do-it-yourself pot cultivation. It's this consumer of homegrown grass who asked we neither name him or show his face.
Molti ragazzi vivono pur fumando nella completa legalità.
Even though they smoke, many young people live within the law, he tells me. They work and pay their taxes and observe the rules, but have a problem that the money they spend on grass goes to organized crime.
Professano di combattere.
Questo quando sono in fase di fioritura.
Rita Bernardini, a member of parliament representing the Italian Radical Party, is campaigning to legalize marijuana. To make her point, she grows some on her balcony.
Questa è più rigogliosa.
Her concern is not just with the money going to criminal networks.
Non c'è un controllo su che cosa vende.
There's no control on what they're selling, she says. For example, much of the marijuana is coming from Albania and other countries in the east and is contaminated with chemicals. People aren't smoking just marijuana, but also other dangerous substances.
Altre sostanze molto più pericolose.
The Italian police are ramping up their campaign against local production, using high technology to track down growers big and small. They're using planes equipped with sensors that can spot marijuana by the light its leaves reflect.
Una pianta, anche se piccola, teoricamente potrebbe essere individuata.
A plant, explains pilot Gianfranco Origlio, even if small in theory could be spotted.
Diventa più difficile.
The grass may be greener this side of the border, but for now, it's still illegal. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Rome.
To legalize or not legalize marijuana, it's an old story and it's always a controversial issue. And don't forget, if you want to comment on that, if you have a view whether you should or you shouldn't, indeed, if you've got any views or comments on any of the stories you've seen here on the show, just get in touch with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/CNNWBT. Let us know what you think. It's a great story, that, Manisha. It really is, because, I guess in these straitened economic times in places like Italy, I suppose having a couple of puffs on a joint might ease some stresses.
Maybe. But it's also, in a way, it's also about innovation and looking for new avenues, new routes, just taking it back to that sort of thing, Andrew. You know, when times are tough economically, you have to find another way. That's what challenges do to us. We keep on learning. Speaking of which, if you're still making your way through the Twitterverse, you might like to send us, you can follow our tweets, in fact, on CNN WBT. That's what you can follow us on. And check out the tweets from the World Business Today team. There's lots of good stuff out there. But for now, that is it for this edition of World Business Today. Great to have you with us. I'm Manisha Tank in London.
I'm Andrew Stevens in Hong Kong. WBT will be back in 4 hours from now. The opening bell on Wall Street will be on the show, of course. We'll bring you up to date on everything you need to know about your business world. We'll see you then.